Hello, folks. This is me, the Trash Man here. Now, I just got done playing through Halo Reach, and I'll be honest, going into this game, I was super excited because everyone was really talking to me about how, or a lot of people were talking about how it's like their favorite game in the series. It's even better than 3 and stuff like that. And I was super excited going in and playing through it, like in 2 nights. It took me about probably same as the others, like 6.5 to 7 hours. I don't know, man. It's just like I think let me preface this. I think Halo Reach is a good game. 8 out of 10 game for me, but like I don't know, man. It's just I have a lot of issues with it. The campaign specifically. I think the story was great. I really liked the set pieces. I really liked watching the whole city get glassed, that type of thing. Um but I just have a lot of issues with the general sandbox. And I just feel bad for saying this because like so many people like the game, and so many people were surprised that I didn't like enjoy it as much as as like the other games. But like, granted, I still think it's better than ODST, which, by the way, I really like ODST. That game's like a 7.5. It's a good game. It's just a very short game, but I like that game a lot. But no, I went into Halo Reach just expecting it to be like an evolution of like the Halo genre, stuff like that, improvements to the sandbox. But like, I don't know, it's the sandbox for the game, like the general, if you don't know what I mean, but like I don't know, like stuff like the weapons designs and like getting cool stuff like equipment, all that stuff. I don't know. It just felt the weakest in the series for me in terms of sandbox. Like a lot of the weapons just felt like they were really weak. They felt like Nerf guns, dude. Like the only there was only a few weapons that like sometimes would feel like they'd peek out. Also the bloom wasn't too bad, but it was kind of annoying. But like, I don't know. That type of thing, like maybe I can handle, but I don't know. It's just the removal of the equipment system and replacements, with the stuff with like the armor abilities, it just felt pointless. And the armor abilities themselves, the only one that I really even liked, I didn't like the one much. I used it a bunch, but no, I didn't. The only one I actually liked was the drop shield, but even then, it just feels like, why would you change the equipment system that already had stuff like the bubble shield or the other things if you're just gonna replace it with like why would you just replace it with things that are just a much worse version that are rechargeable? I hate it. I really didn't like the armor abilities because let's look at this. Like the drop shield is it's just a worse version of the bubble shield. Which granted, it's fine. I like it. It's the only one that I found serviceably fun. The running was okay, but still, then again, I don't really like running in Halo much. But still, it was fine. It was serviceable. But then we get to stuff like the gosh dang cloaking. The cloaking armor it came in at very few moments in the game and also was complete dog shit. Because tell me why, if you even slightly walk, you're just not invisible anymore with a cloak. What's the point of it? Just to sit down and wait for your shield to recharge? Why? Why remove the cloak? The on-demand cloak equipment or just the cloaking secret things you pick up in the original games if it's just going to be something that it's just a much worse version of it. Like the Arbiter in Halo 2, he had the on-demand cloak. He could move around. He just couldn't shoot or else his thing would go off. And that's the same with every other game. So why? Why did they make it to where you can't walk when in cloaking? That's so stupid. I know, like I said, I like the game. It's just so many of the things are just I feel like the sandbox just it really left a lot to be desired. The weapons themselves, I played it on heroic. So many of the enemies just felt so bullet spongy, man. And I like I said, I feel bad for saying this because like I went into it and so many people were like perturbed that I didn't like it as much as 3 or 2 or 1. I don't know. Like I said, it's not the worst in the series I played. Like, and even then, saying worse is like a hyperbole because I really like the game. I think it's a good game, but it's just I came out of it just like not feeling anything. Just like I was like, man, it was okay. I just didn't like the sandbox much. The story kind of carried it, man. But I don't know. It just felt like a few steps up, a bunch of steps down for from Halo 3. And I know they're not supposed to be the same game, and I appreciate that they tried something different. But like, if you just remove a bunch of stuff that you know push the sandbox, and you're just not going to end up with a good part of the sandbox unless you make something that's worth replacing it for, which they didn't. The weapons, really, it felt like the game was entirely balanced around the DRM, the Magnum, not the Magnum, but the DRM and the gosh damn little pea shooter needler rifle. That's really what the game felt balanced around. Was just noob comboing it with that shit. The plasma pistol was actually pretty good in this game. It took out elite shields really fast. Although the elites are pretty tanky, like I said, I just didn't. I thought enemies had a bit too much health, or the weapons were doing a bit too little damage. I don't know. I don't really know. I forgot to bring up the worst mechanic that I didn't like, armor locking. Armor locking was a new mechanic they introduced that's like it's a armor equipment thing that the enemies can use, the brutes and the elites, and basically it just has them go down to fucking kneeling position and stop combat for like 5 seconds while they get to not take any damage and be completely invincible unless you break their thing. It's stupid. It's a waste of time, and I don't know. It's just not a good mechanic in my opinion. But like I said, I think it's a good game. I think it's just not for me personally. I just think the core sandbox is the weakest the games have had. But I think it's a good game. I really like the story. I really like Noble Six's team. Watching them die one by one was really cool. It was shocking. The final mission was great. I lasted about nearly 5 minutes or so in that before I died. Like I said, good game. It just did a few wrong steps in my eyes for the Halo things. I like I said, I like that they experimented with the game, but I don't know, man. I'm just sad. I really wanted this to be another slam dunk for the Halo franchise. But like, I don't know. It was a good game, but it was just very it felt tedious to play for me because I mean, it's a walking skill issue on my part, but also I don't know. It just it just felt like it didn't have as much to do in the sandbox as 3 or 2. Like it got rid of dual wielding. I know people have said that it was because of balancing, but even then, you can just make it to where it's not in multiplayer and maybe it's in PvE. You can just have it in PvE and just disable it for multiplayer. Please just bring back dual wielding. It was so cool. It was so cool. I don't know, man. It was fun. A good game. I liked it. Like I said, 8 out of 10 game, but just I'm just sad that I didn't enjoy it as much as others have. And I appreciate that people can enjoy it. It's a very different style for Halo, and I'm glad people enjoy it for what they do. It's just not personally for me. But that's about what I just want to say. So see you guys. Have a good night. Bye.